Welcome to MCN. Now it's a long time ago since I passed my bike test, but even I remember that with the freedom of that bike licence in your hand, you just come to places like this, service stations, anywhere, so you can go and have a ride. But back then, it was a lot easier. Once you passed your test, you could have whatever bike you wanted. Now it's a little bit more difficult. You're restricted to 33 horsepower, and there aren't that many new bikes out there that you can buy that adheres to that power limit, except there's 3 of them. We've got 2 of them here. The other one that's missing is the WR250X Yamaha, but what we've got here is a Hyosung GT250 and a new Kawasaki Ninja 250R. Over there, we've got my willing accomplice, Adam Chad Child, with me, and just like the old days, we're just going to go for a ride for the hell of it. So we're in Peterborough at the moment, and we're just going to go down into London, go to the old Chelsea Bridge, which is where I used to go as a kid on my old 250, see if the magic is still there. I'm sure it isn't, but it's a good excuse for a ride, and along the way we're going to find out what these bikes are like. I've got the Kawasaki here. This is the Hyosung GT250R. It's Korean made. It's only £200 cheaper than that, but to be honest, the quality of it is really, really bad. The fuel tank looks like it's been hand painted. There's bits and pieces gone rusty on it already, and it's a brand new bike. I'm not very impressed yet, but I haven't ridden it very far yet, so let's reserve judgment. Let's fill these babies up and go to London. So as you can see, we made it to Chelsea Bridge. It's not like I remember it. There's not as many bikers around as there used to be. In fact, it's just commuters and couriers nowadays. But the big surprise is how much fun both of these bikes are actually. They're only 250s. They've only got 29 horsepower, but they're not really lacking in anything for normal everyday riding. So if this is your first big bike, it's going to be perfect for you. They're absolutely brilliant. Along the motorways, they're big enough to be comfortable, keep up with the traffic, zipping through town. Chad and I have had a right laugh, accelerating away from traffic lights, backing it into junctions, just playing the fool really, like we were when we were 18. But out of the 2 of them, the Kawasaki is the class act. It's better built, it's just a really lovely thing that you can sort of cherish, and it'll be worth similar money when you come to sell it. The only downside with the Kawasaki is easy it is to ride, low seat height, it's very agile. The tyres are awful, they're like made of wood, and for a new rider, I can just imagine it's going to be a nightmare for your confidence, especially in the wet. Hyosung's a big surprise as well. Handles brilliantly, much better than that. It's physically bigger, like a big bike, bigger wheels, bigger tyres, much grippier tyres, much more confidence inspiring in the corners. About the same levels of performance. This is a little bit quicker. But the only downside with this Hyosung is it's pretty badly made. There's only £200 difference between these 2 bikes. That's 3.3 roughly, that's 3.1. That needs to be about 2 grand, because after a year living with this bike, it's going to fall apart. A lot of the attention to detail is really poor. As I've said before, the paint finish on the tank's orange peely, rust spots everywhere. It's just sort of badly made, which is a real shame, because it's such a great bike. So really, I can't recommend this to you because of its build quality. This is the bike to have. So the only thing left for us to do before it gets completely dark is for Chad and I to zoom home back to Peterborough. Well, Chad, I think that went well, don't you?
Well, apart from the bit when you were still on the Albert Bridge, saying it was the Chelsea Bridge, and this is the actually world famous Chelsea Bridge.
It's not, is it?
Yeah, and you're the southerner.
Oh, God.